Hi boys and girls, welcome back. Today I'm reading a fun story. It's called If You Want a Friend in Washington. Bet you can't wait to find out what it's about. But before we start, I'm gonna do my riddle. Why are teddy bears never hungry? Gonna tell you at the end, okay. The book is called If You Want a Friend in Washington. It's a wacky, wild, wonderful presidential pet book by Erin McGill. It's cute about all the president's pets. And I love the beginning because it has actual photographs. And the title of the book came from Harry S. Truman, a former president. It said, if you want a friend in Washington, get a dog. In other words, you can't have many human friends. As the president, you are in charge of the whole of the United States of America. That is a lot of responsibility. Citizens might not agree with your opinions, ideas, or political party, whether Whig, Federalist, Republican, Democrat, or Independent. Many presidents hope for a reliable and steadfast friend. White House. President Harry S. Truman once famously said, if you want a friend in Washington, get a dog. And this is what many presidents got. Look at all those animals. I'll read a little more about it. Plenty of presidents found a friend in Fido. Abraham Lincoln's dog was actually named Fido, which is Latin for trust in or confidence in. But Lincoln thought life in Washington might be too stressful for Fido. So when he was elected, he found Fido a new home with a close friend. Oh, he's like, wait. Bela Franklin D. Roosevelt's dog held the esteemed title honorary of private in the U.S. Army. It's her tag. George H.W. Bush's dog, Millie, wrote a book for the First Lady Barbara. After Millie passed away, the Bushes showed their gratitude by dedicating a dog park to her in Houston, Texas, affectionately naming it Millie Bush Bark Park. They must have really loved the dog. Barack Obama's dog, Bo, did not write a book for his owner, but there were plush toys created of him. Everyone could snuggle with Bo. Cute. President Truman didn't follow his own advice. When his supporter from Missouri sent him a Cocker Spaniel named Feller, he quickly gave him away. Maybe a dog was not the kind of friend he had in mind. If you want a friend in Washington, maybe you should get a cat. And a cat is what many presidents got. Look at all those cats. All different kinds of cats. The first cats to take residency in the White House belonged to President Lincoln. He loved to rescue strays. Legend has it he liked talking to them. And it says, Dixie is smarter than my whole cabinet, and furthermore, she does not talk back. There were many Siamese cats in the White House. The first to arrive, Siam, was a gift from an American diplomat in Bangkok, Thailand, to the President Rutherford B. Hayes. President Bill Clinton's cat, Socks, enjoyed perching on his owner's shoulders. Socks also did important therapy work, visiting students and senior citizens. Socks. You might think that when you're a president, you can keep whatever kind of cats you want. Nope. The Sultan of Oman sent President Martin Van Buren tiger cubs. Just as Van Buren was preparing for the tigers' arrival, Congress stepped in. The tigers were confiscated and sent to a zoo. If you want a friend in Washington, maybe you should get a more practical pet. I don't know, like a horse? Let's see. Look at all the horses. There were many pets that were horses. Let's read about a few. George Washington, our nation's first president, had very bad teeth. He went through many sets of dentures. Those are fake teeth. Washington did not want his horses to suffer the same misfortune. As a result, he had a fastidious toothbrushing regimen for all his horses. So he brushed all of his horses' teeth. Before cats, horses were not just loyal companions, but also modes of transportation. Before cars, not cats. John Adams, the second president and the first to live in the White House, had extravagant taste and built 12 stalls for his horses and their fancy carriages. When Adams did not win re-election, he left his horses and carriages for the incoming president, Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson did not agree with Adams' politics or with his taste. First Lady Jackie Kennedy's horse, Sardar, along with pony friends Tex and Macaroni, found themselves in the middle of a scandal when protesters revolted against their wardrobe, or lack thereof. No saddles and shoes? They were completely nude? The horses, of course, did not care whether they were clothed or not. If you want a friend in Washington, maybe you should choose a pet that doesn't require clothing, like a farm animal. Oh, look at all the farm animals. President Woodrow Wilson put his pets to work to help the country during World War I. His flock of sheep nibbled at the White House grounds, keeping the lawns tidy so gardeners could join the war effort. Selling the sheep's fleece was very lucrative. Some of it was auctioned off to help the Red Cross. Some was used to make yarn to create products such as socks for soldiers. Very practical. President William Howard Taft enjoyed fresh milk. A senator from Wisconsin thought of the perfect gift for him, a cow. Her name was Pauline Wayne, but fans called her Miss Wayne. The bovine became very well known and even toured the country. One of her stops was the International Dairymen's Expo in Milwaukee. People were so easy to try Miss Wayne's milk that once when an agriculturist spotted her grazing on the White House lawn, he decided to hop a fence and sneak a taste. Whoa. If you want a friend in Washington, maybe you should get a bigger animal. One you can't sneak up on. What kind of animals could those be? Oh my goodness, look at these animals. What do you give a president who has everything? An alligator. Legend has it that that's what Revolutionary War hero, the Marquis de Lafayette, thought President John Quincy Adams might like. It is said that Adams kept the alligator in the bathroom and would show it off to his guests. President Calvin Coolidge was given a pygmy hippo by businessman Harvey Samuel Firestone. Billy, his hippo, his name was immediately donated to the National Zoo. He became a star exhibitor at the 1939 World's Fair, and his descendants can be found today in zoos across America. The prize for the biggest pet goes to a herd of elephants, a gift from the King of Siam to President James Buchanan. The only problem, the elephants never arrived. When Abraham Lincoln, the next president, got word that the pachyderm parcel was en route, he politely declined the shipment and sent them back. Whoa. If you want a friend in Washington, maybe you should get a smaller pet, like a bird. Look at all the birds. Mockingbirds were among the most popular fowl to grace the White House. President Thomas Jefferson had a few of these beautiful birds, but his favorite was called Dick. Dick had free range of the president's office, and Jefferson enjoyed harmonizing with the bird on his violin. President Abraham Lincoln signed an official proclamation to set aside the last Thursday in November as Day of Thanksgiving and Praise. In honor of the new holiday, someone sent Lincoln a turkey. Lincoln's son, Tad, took a liking to it. He named the bird Jack and taught him to follow him around. One day, Tad and Jack interrupted a meeting to beg his father to save his new friend from becoming the holiday dinner. Jack was the first turkey to be pardoned during Thanksgiving, a tradition that continues today. President Andrew Jackson owned an African gray parrot named Paul that had a filthy mouth. Uh-oh, that means it would say bad words. The president and Paul went everywhere together. Here's it, where it say bad words. Those are just symbols. And the people say, oh my word. Unfortunately, Paul outlived Jackson and attended his owner's funeral. And he had a few things to say. I don't know about that. If you want a friend in Washington, maybe you should have a quiet, smaller critter. What could those be? Wow, interesting pets there. President Theodore Roosevelt had critters big and small. Some of his family favorites were 5 guinea pigs. The president named them after people he admired, including Admiral Dewey, Roosevelt's horse riding companion, and the highest ranked officer in the Navy. Admiral Dewey, Dr. Johnson, Bishop Doane, Fighting Bob Evans, and Father O'Grady. The Roosevelts had a couple of flying squirrels. Their names have been lost to history, but they were known to hide in the Roosevelt children's pockets, waiting for lumps of sugar. First Lady Louisa Adams, the wife of John Quincy Adams, found life difficult at the White House, but she sought some comfort in tiny companions, silkworms that she kept on the mulberry trees. She harvested their silk and spun it into fabric she would use on her sewing projects. Interesting. Almost every president to the call of the White House has found companionship and comfort in a pet. Andrew Johnson was one of the few exceptions. Even though Johnson didn't officially have a pet, one day some mice wandered into his bedroom. The mice arrived while Johnson awaited charges of impeachment. He fed them flour from his family's mill, addressing them as little fellows. Watching their antics surely brought him peace and comfort during this uncertain time. After all, even when you're leaving Washington, a friend is welcome. So impeached means when some people don't want you to be president anymore because you've done something wrong. So here are all the presidents, their names and their pets. Let's see. George Washington had dogs, horses, and a fun fact is George Washington enjoyed hunting. He crossed French hound with a black tan hounds to create the American foxhound, the first official American dog breed. John Adams had dogs. Thomas Jefferson had birds. Oh, and Thomas Jefferson was given 2 grizzly bears by a general and explorer, Captain Zebulon Pike. They traveled all the way from the West Coast on horseback. James Madison had a bird. James Monroe had a dog. John Quincy Adams had an alligator. Andrew Jackson had horses and a bird. Fun fact, Sam Patch, the 4-legged, was named after Sam Patch, 2-legged, the first famous American daredevil who in 1829 jumped from a raised platform into the Niagara River near the base of Niagara Falls. Martin Van Buren had a pair of tiger cubs. William Henry Harrison had a cow and a billy goat. John Tyler had dogs, horse, and a bird. James K. Polk, no pets. Zachary Taylor, horses. Millard Fillmore, horses. Franklin Pierce, dogs and birds. James Buchanan, dogs. Abraham Lincoln had dogs, horses, cats, bird, goats, and white rabbits. Andrew Johnson had no pets, but he did sometimes feed mice that wandered into his room. Ulysses S. Grant had dogs and horses and birds. Rutherford B. Hayes had dogs, cats, birds, and several carriage horses, a cow, and a goat. James Garfield had a dog and a horse. Chester A. Arthur had horses. Grover Cleveland had a dog, bird, ponies, and imported fish. Benjamin Harrison had dog, billy goat, possums. Interesting. Let's see, we're up to 1893. William McKinley had cats and birds. Now, Teddy Roosevelt had a lot of animals. Dogs, cats, horses, birds, snakes, a badger, a pig, rabbit, kangaroos, flying squirrels, guinea pigs, a lion, a hyena, a wildcat, a coyote, 5 bears, a zebra, a one-legged rooster, and a lizard named Bill. Wow, I think he had the most animals. William Taft had a dog and cows. Woodrow Wilson had dogs, cat, and songbirds and sheep. Warren Harding had dogs, birds, and a squirrel. Calvin Coolidge had dogs, cats, birds, a pygmy hippo, a donkey, raccoons, bobcat, lion, and a black bear. Wow. Herbert Hoover had dogs and alligators. The alligators actually belonged to his son. Franklin Delano Roosevelt had dogs. Harry S. Truman had dogs. Dwight Eisenhower had a dog and a bird. John F. Kennedy had lots of dogs, a cat, birds, hamsters, horses, and a rabbit. Lyndon B. Johnson had dogs and hamsters and lovebirds. Richard Nixon had dogs. Gerald Ford had dogs and a cat. Jimmy Carter had dogs and a cat. Ronald Reagan had dogs, horses. George H.W. Bush had dogs. Bill Clinton had a dog and a cat. George W. Bush had dogs, a cat, and a cow, but that was at his ranch. Barack Obama had dogs, and President Trump has no pets. Interesting book, isn't it? All about president's pets. Now, let's answer the riddle. Why are teddy bears never hungry? Because they're always stuffed. Get it? Stuffing. I miss you. I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.